Hey guys, Chris from Galazzo's Barbecue here. Today I'm going to take a shot at smoking a boneless lamb leg roast. Typically I eat this on Easter and Thanksgiving, but I'm not the one who cooks it. This will be my first year cooking it for the family, so here's my trial run. Most importantly, today's grill brew of choice is called You'll Don't Know Till You Dano. Dano's team sent me over a couple cases and I've been loving them ever since. I have a Nature's Reserve 3-pound boneless lamb leg roast. I'm doing a smaller one for my trial run. This way I could kind of get it dialed in without having to spend too much money. Now it's going to be in this netting here. This is just kind of keeping it all together. Since they deboned it, there's nothing really keeping it together. But you can cut this right off. So we're going to be tying this back up with some butcher's twine. I like with this boneless roast that I could flip this over, get a little bit more seasoning in where the bone usually is. I'm not using a binder, and I'm going to keep my seasonings a little bit simple. I'm going to use some Suckle Busters SPG, along with a little bit of rosemary leaves, and some ground thyme. Let's season this up pretty liberally. I'm going to pat it in there. Make sure you get it in all these little crevices. Sprinkle on some rosemary leaves. Just going to do a very light dusting with this ground thyme. Now we're all seasoned up. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to take my boning knife and I'm going to poke in about 12 small holes. And then I have 6 cloves of garlic here that I cut in half, and I'm going to stuff these pieces right into those holes. Next, you want to take your butcher's twine and tie it around just to kind of keep everything together. During the deboning process, sometimes can make you have some flappy meat, and you don't want any of that because all those little dangly bits are going to get burnt up on your grill. I'm not using any kind of fancy knot. I'm just going to use a normal overhand knot here. As you can see here, the butcher's twine is kind of helping keep all this together. Now this can work on any grill. You could do this on a Weber, pellet grill, and even an offset smoker. Today I'm going to be using my Pitboss Lexington, and I'm going to be setting the temp to around 250. Now whenever you smoke any piece of meat, you want to make sure you have a quality temperature monitor. I'm using an Inkbird IBBQ4T, and I love this thing because I can monitor the temperatures from my phone. Once your grill is up to temp, go ahead and toss your meat right in the middle. When inserting your temperature probe, make sure you put it in the thickest part of the meat. This way you get the most accurate reading. I'm shooting for an internal of around 135 to 140. And we're going to let this sit until we're ready to spritz. Spritz your leg lamb every 15 to 30 minutes with some apple juice. This will give it some good flavor and keep it nice and juicy. I've now reached my target internal temperature. I'm going to pull this off, let it rest on my cutting board for about 15 minutes or so before we slice into it. I haven't even sliced into this yet, and I'm extremely satisfied. Total cook time of 1.5 hours. I think this was pretty easy. It took about 30 minutes per pound. Do yourself a favor and use a nice sharp slicer. I got this one sent over to me by Schmidt Bros Cutlery, and I use this thing all the time. Start off with slicing this right down the middle. Look at that. We got a perfect medium. I gotta say, the Pitboss Lexington does a great job. It has a decent smoke ring, and this looks super juicy. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Wow. I think I nailed it on this one. The nice herbal flavor of the rosemary and thyme, and the simplicity of the salt, pepper, garlic. This lamb came out phenomenal. Please be sure to give this recipe a try. If you liked what you saw, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Galazzo's Barbecue.